Joey was make it so special. That's what. Watch it because I used to found it funny. Because I used to found it wow. I think everyone can relate to this. You start a random rewatch of Friends, thinking that you'll only play one episode while eating dinner. And now suddenly it's 2 a.m. and you're on season 3, emotionally invested in whether Ross or Rachel were on a break or not. Because same, every single time. And it's funny because I think it's not just a show to me anymore. It's like comfort food for soul. I can watch it when I'm sad or while I'm eating something, or sometimes I just play it for some background music. And I remember last year when they announced that they were going to take it off of Netflix, I was devastated. I was not okay at all. And I don't remember the first time I watched it as well. I think it was 6 years ago and I was 14 or 15 maybe. And at that time I used to watch it because I found it funny. But over the years, I have rewatched this show maybe like a million times. The whole thing. A million times, I'm not kidding. And I started noticing the deeper stuff. Like, it's not just about six people sitting on an orange couch, it's about life. It's about growth. It's about friendships, breakups, love, and all the weird in between moments where you're figuring out who you are. Hi, this is Dhaani, and you're listening to Detox, where we slow down, relax, and talk about the things that no one likes to say out loud. So grab your coffee and let's talk. Friends taught me a lot of life lessons, and I want to talk about some of the lessons that really hit me hard. So, the first one is you can be independent but still need people. And when I think about this, the first person that comes to my mind is Rachel. Like, she was literally a runaway bride who was totally dependent on her dad's money. But what I love is how we slowly watch her figure things out. Like, she gets a job, she learns to do things on her own, and she turns into this beautiful, strong, independent woman. But the most important part is that she never did it completely alone. When she was broke, Monica took her in. When she was lost, Phoebe helped her. Or when she was heartbroken, the whole group showed up. I feel like that's what real independence is. Not pushing everyone away, but learning to stand tall with your people around you. Even Monica, who was a control freak, or Chandler, who hid behind sarcasm, they all needed each other in ways that even they didn't know about. And it's such a comforting thing to know that you can still be strong and capable, but you don't have to do it all on your own. And I feel like we all need our Central Perk, a place or a group of people that just feels like home. Okay, let's move on to the second lesson, which is love doesn't have to be perfect. And this is a big one. So let's start with the very obvious one, which is Ross and Rachel. And when I think about them, I feel like it's the most iconic yet the most chaotic duo ever. Because both of them were red flags, but still meant to be. Like, their story was never simple. They fought, they broke up, they made up, they broke up again, and they made up again. But I think that's what made them real. They showed us that love isn't always smooth or cinematic. Sometimes it's messy and painful and full of bad timing. But it doesn't make it any less meaningful. Let's talk about Monica and Chandler now. The most unexpected love story that actually worked out. They started as best friends who never saw it coming. And I feel like that's what made it so special. Their whole relationship was built on honesty, effort, and comfort. And I'll never forget the line when Chandler says, "You're high maintenance, but I like maintaining you." That line, it's so simple, but it says everything. Because it's not about finding someone easy to love. It's about finding someone fully aware of their quirks, their mood swings, the mess, the chaos that comes with them, but loving them anyway. That's real love. Steady, patient, and the kind of love that we all want. The kind of love that grows with us. Okay, now finally, let's talk about the most controversial couple, Rachel and Joey. Now, don't come at me. I know that some people might disagree, but I find them really cute together. I felt like that was the most sweetest ship in the entire show. Joey loved Rachel in this pure, selfless way. Like, he never made her feel guilty. He never even convinced her. He just cared for her. He respected her feelings even when he was hurt. And that's a form of love too. Sometimes love doesn't have to end in a relationship to be real, you know? It's just about caring for them and letting them go with kindness. Even Phoebe's love story with Mike also shows the same thing, that love can come to us when we least expect it. And it doesn't have to make sense to anyone, but just you. The third lesson is you'll figure it out eventually. Now, this one feels personal because in Friends, we see that no one had their lives figured out. But yet, somehow it all worked out. Joey was chasing acting gigs that barely paid. And Chandler was stuck in a job that he didn't understand. Monica faced rejection after rejection. And Ross, the successful one, he had 3 divorces and a monkey. Like, no one was thriving 24/7. And it says so much because life doesn't have to make sense right now. And you don't need to have it all figured out in your 20s or even in your 30s. Phoebe especially embodies that go with the flow energy. Like, she's been through so much trauma and chaos, but she still radiates light. She finds happiness in the smallest things. And that's kind of the whole point because we're gonna figure it out eventually. The fourth lesson is you're allowed to outgrow the person that you used to be. We've seen that every character evolves so much over the years, and it's such a beautiful reminder that change is inevitable. It's the only thing that's constant. Rachel becomes this mature, independent woman, and Ross accepts that not everything has to go as planned, and that's okay. Monica, who always finds perfection, she also chose peace over that. Chandler finally stops running from his emotions and learns how to embrace them. Joey learns to be emotionally mature in his own way. And Phoebe, she never stops being weird. She grows into it. She becomes unapologetically herself. I feel like we all reach that stage in our life where we realize that we're not the same person that we used to be. And that's okay. Honestly, it's okay. You're not losing yourself. You're just becoming more you. Now, last but not the least, lesson number 5. Found family is still family. I feel like this one's probably my favorite. Because Friends proved that family isn't always about blood. It's about the people who show up. It's about the people who say, I'll be there for you, and mean it. And that's such a real part of adult life too. Sometimes your family is the people you meet along the way. It could be your roommate, it could be your best friend, your partner, your co-worker. The people who love you without needing a reason. And I feel like that's what Friends teaches us. That you choose your chosen people every single day. You show up and just be there for them. So maybe Friends is just a sitcom. But to be honest, it's one of the most heartwarming, comforting, and strangely healing shows ever made. So if you're ever feeling lost, maybe just rewatch a few episodes. Because somewhere between the laughter and chaos, you might find yourself. Anyways, thank you for hanging out with me today. Go text your people, hug your friends, and remember that you'll figure it out eventually. See you next time.